my name is Tim Crandall, and I'm the executive chef for Anita's Kitchen, an AK takeaway in downtown Detroit. I started cooking when I went to college at Baldwin Wallace in Cleveland, Ohio. I was a music major at the time, but then started eating vegan and vegetarian and got inspired to cook. And shortly after that, I ended up working at my first fine dining restaurant in downtown Cleveland and was inspired to work at as many places as I could until I ended up in Chicago. And then from there, lived in South Beach, but decided that Miami really wasn't a good place for me personally, and I preferred the colder climates, and plotted a move back to Cleveland, Ohio, where I worked for a small gastropub there for a little while, and then as the executive chef for a small American bistro right outside of downtown Cleveland. I decided to move to Detroit to be with my girlfriend. And shortly after that, I met Joe and Jennifer here at Anita's Kitchen, and they offered me an opportunity to take over their commissary kitchen and to oversee the production of their food. I've been with Anita since the beginning of September of this year. As of now, we have 2 locations. The original Anita's Kitchen, which is here in Ferndale on Woodward Avenue, and this is a full-service restaurant. We offer wine and beer and craft cocktails, along with a very extensive menu of traditional Lebanese food and Middle Eastern food. It's not ultra fine dining or anything. That's very casual family atmosphere. We have a beautiful outdoor patio which is enclosed and heated for the winter time, so it's a good time of the year for you to still sit out on a patio and not feel like you're trapped inside all day long, but not freezing as well. I like it too because it's really not that big of a restaurant. You know, you don't feel like you're eating amongst the masses here. And then downtown is our newest location. It's been open for about, I would say, 4 months now. So our downtown location is definitely meant for more of a quick serve and takeout. We take pride in having consistency in products, so you'll see a lot of the same things in downtown at AK Takeaway that you do in Ferndale, because they are all prepped under the same umbrella, I guess you could say. And we take pride in having a consistent product that you can find at both locations. The reason we have a commissary kitchen is because we now have 2 locations with the prospects and the plans of opening up 2 more in 2019. And in order for us to make sure that our guests are always getting a consistent product no matter what location they go to, the best thing for a restaurant group to do at the time is to try to have all of their recipes made at a central kitchen. One of the things that you'll see a lot of over there is garbanzo beans or chickpeas. We go on any given week, we get a shipment of about 300 to 400 pounds of them. And on any given night, we are cooking anywhere from 50 to 100 pounds. Mostly we use those chickpeas for making our hummus. And then we also make all of the soups at the commissary, which is black bean and the lemon lentil and the crushed lentil. And those are always fresh and always made with care. Today we're going to cook the spicy kale and chickpea bowl. We're going to need 2 pots for this bowl. One is going to be a larger sauce pot that you're going to use to make the main sauce in. And then another one, you're just going to want to get a little bit of water up to almost a boil so that you can poach some chicken in it. So the first thing you want to do is start by chopping up about 4 to 6 cloves of garlic, and you're going to saute that with about a couple tablespoons of 100% olive oil. Once the garlic is sweated out a little bit and not browning, you're going to dump a 28-ounce can of San Marzano whole peeled tomatoes into the sauce, and then just pull it away from the heat right after you do that and reach in and just grab the tomatoes and crush them with your hands. You want to make sure that you use San Marzano tomatoes because they are a slightly sweeter, more robust and less acidic tomato. After that, you want to take the can that you dumped the tomatoes from and rinse it a little bit with some water and fill it up about halfway with water, and then dump that in as well. You can add your seasoning. 1 tablespoon of crushed red pepper and 1 tablespoon of dried fennel seeds and a tablespoon of granulated salt. From there, you can take 2 10-ounce cans of just cooked chickpeas, and you're just going to open those up, dump them into a strainer, and then rinse them really well with cold water. Once you get them rinsed off, you can dump them into the sauce with the garlic and tomatoes, and just mix it in and allow that sauce to just simmer for a little while. You want to take 1 to 2 large chicken breasts and just cut them into large inch cubes. And if you prefer, you can marinate these overnight with some lemon juice and garlic powder and olive oil. And then you're going to drop them into the second pot of water. So you want to make sure that you're poaching it so that it's just coming to a rolling steam at the top. And it's going to take about 8 to 10 minutes. Once it does, you can strain it, let it cool down just enough for you to be able to touch it, and then you're just going to pull it apart into small pieces. And from there, you can put that chicken directly into the sauce with the chickpeas and everything else, and let that stew down. Personally, going to let the sauce cook for about 20 to 30 minutes so that it cooks down, it gets nice and thick, and once it's about there, you can take kale, which what we use is common curly kale. You just cut it into about, quarter-inch strips, small pieces, rough chop, and you just take a big handful, depending on how much you want, again, and just drop it right into the sauce. And then from there, if you prefer, you can cook off a small pot of rice. We use brown rice here. It's not necessary. You can eat it as a stew by itself, and we just serve it over a little bit of rice. So you just put the rice in the bottom of a bowl, and you ladle the sauce over the top of that with the kale and the chickpeas and the chicken and everything else, and that's it. It's as simple as that. Anita's in Ferndale is open 7 days a week for lunch and for dinner. As someone that's been in the culinary industry for 20 years, it's an honor to work for a place like Anita's that has so much history and has such a great relationship with their employees, and knowing that this is all built out of a family and out of love for food. I'm positive that if anyone comes in here, they'll be able to feel that family atmosphere.